member of the South African Youth Congress, not just a member. He was a leader of the South African Youth Congress, and he was a trade unionist in his own name and right, and worked among the workers. And then through the ranks of our youth organization came to where he was at the level of government, and the privilege to serve in government in different portfolios in government, in the police as well as sports, arts and culture, and then deployed by the government, supported by the ANC as a diplomat in France, where he lost his life. We are deeply hurt as the ANC family by the passing away of Comrade Nathi. He left us when we did not expect. He was doing a great job as an ambassador, where the president had sent him to represent South Africa. We saw his work and his dedication and so on, and where he was deployed. It came indeed as a shock to us that this past week that we learned about the passing away of our brother, Comrade Nathi Mthethwa. And we say to the Mthethwa family, akuhlanga lungehlanga. Draw solace from the knowledge that you are not alone. We as the family too, as Nathi's family, we have lost in Comrade Nathi. To his children and his entire family yakonyembose odingiswayo, nathi silahlekelwe sithi nxe kuni silapha namhlanje sizoqala emswaneni. To his wife uSisiphili, who and his our beloved brother and comrade uNathi bahlukaniswa kukufa, sithi sisiwethu qina, siyayazi ubuhlungu okubo. It cannot be explained and be measured. And therefore to Nathi's children and omalume bonke, yonke ifamily, no shenge apho unyembose bethathe khona, uSisiphili, bonke oshenge lemindeni these two families of Buthelezi as well as the Mthethwa family. We are here as the ANC to really pass our condolences. And we thank South Africans at large for the messages of goodwill and condolences to this family on the passing away of Umfowethu, Comrade Nathi. Lastly, we want to thank our government, President Ramaphosa, for honoring Nathi with a special funeral, deservedly so, Category 2. Many of our members and society will be here to bid farewell to our comrade in a dignified manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, SG. Colleagues, do you want to, before we take questions, SG, I think you, Comrade Mike Mapukipulu. Okay, let us first ask the SG to just do a quick bite in Zulu.
Okay, silapha ke namhlanje sizoqala emswaneni sithi sizoqedisa amazwi ovelwano kumndeni wakanyambose nomndeni wakabuthelezi oshenge ngokulahlekelwa leliqhawe ebelinesidima igorha ngempela uComrade uNyambose. Iqabani lethu elisishiye singalindelanga, enyanini ke into ukuthi sive ngokusweleka koComrade Nathi, lonto singumbutho namalungu ombutho ngobunye abo basebenze naye ngaphambilana nabo bebesebenza naye embuthweni, sizive sityhafu si weak ngento ukuthi silahlekelwe nguNathi ngoba yonke lento yenzakale ngendlela besingayilindelanga. So ngesingesi phecelezi sithi it was a shock to all of us. Silapha ke namhlanje uzogqithisa lo mazwi sithi nxe akuhlanga lungehlanga.
Thank you very much, SG. SABC, I think you want to have a quick question.
Thank you. SG, my name is Simpiwe Makanya. I work for SABC News. Obviously, SG, his untimely passing has left a lot of speculations. I'm sure you've seen, even on social media, people saying all manner of things. Just as the ANC, what is your sort of message, as we know that the investigations are still continuing with regards to the cause of his death?
We are first and foremost, as the ANC, support the government's initiative to send what we have read in the papers and informed by government, Minister Lamula, and as well as our ministers in government and the president, sending a team to work with the French police to get deeper and understand what actually happened. We support that. We are with the family, and in terms of this difficult moment, there are many things that have been said, but we know Nathi. We have been with Nathi in the trenches in difficult times. We have been with Nathi in the ANC in difficult moments. We have been with Nathi in the ANC in moments where we defended and tasted victory for the African National Congress in defense for the National Democratic Revolution and its success. So we know Nathi. We know what he is capable of. So we don't want to dwell on speculations, but we are happy that investigations are ongoing, and they will take our cue from there. Because to lose an ambassador in the circumstances that Nathi has passed away will always draw a lot of speculation and a lot of talk, because ambassadors are special people in any nation as visitors representing their respective countries. So we are happy that it's not a matter that was just left, you know, that somebody has passed away and there is this speculation, this would have happened, that something has been done. And we also want to thank the French police. From the reports we got from the family, Uputi Usfiso, who that side have been liaising with the police, we are happy that they really are doing their work, and they will be joined by our police this side. Of course, our police will not do anything on their own without working hand in hand with the French police. And the goodwill and working relationship and working with the family to get deeper in understanding what is happening, we're very delighted about the steps that have been taken to establish what happened. And we respect the wish of the family. We draw our cue from them that this weekend on Sunday, we will bid farewell to Comrade Nathi. The ANC have organized memorial services here in Mpangeni, as well as eThekwini today.
Today in eThekwini.
Today eThekwini, and then tomorrow upper Mpangeni. There will be memorial services where we will talk about the life and times of Comrade Nathi. And tomorrow as well, there will be a memorial service in Pretoria at DERCO, Department of International Relations. There will be a memorial service in honor of Comrade Nathi. And then on Sunday, it will be a mass funeral, category 2, as you know, defined by our government and the President of the Republic.
Thank you very much. One KZN TV.
I'm from One KZN TV. SG, what I would like to know is that how will you remember Comrade Nathi Mthethwa? I mean, you've talked of the work he has done within the borders of the ANC as well as within the borders of government. I want to know from you that how will you remember Nathi Mthethwa?
Well, Nathi cannot be described in one word. He was a sweet human being, but decisive. He was principled in a sense that when he has taken a stand, he will stand with it. He was not afraid of debate. He believed in political education that the ANC empowered him about. He was persuaded in many ways based on political education and his beliefs. Nathi, like all of us, we grew up in the ANC Youth League. Nathi was an organic intellectual. He inspired a whole lot of us and had a contribution that he would have made. Sometimes when people pass away, we tend to say things that are unreal, that are not truthful about them. But what I'm about to tell you, I know every member of the ANC can attest to that. Nathi was a militant in the sense that when the time came to defend these people who were under siege from violence by the dark forces of apartheid, Nathi was there, leading from the front. Nathi was organic in a sense that he will not miss a class of political education. He will not miss a moment of imparting knowledge to his fellow comrades. Nathi was shaped through the contradictions of the democratic movement in the context of the point of the unbanning of the ANC. In Nathi, we remember Vusi Mzimela, who came from this region. In Nathi, we remember Prophet, Isaiah Nchangazi. We remember Stitching Gubane. We remember his generation, who some of them are still alive, I won't mention, but just a few of comrades who worked with Nathi in the trenches and who are no more. And now he joins them in death, but his spirit lives on. Nathi, in the contradictions that shaped the movement and differences which are not so much ideological. You might have had a difference with him from one conference to the other, but he remained a comrade. He was not inimical to his comrades who, because of a certain moment, you did not agree with him, that he defined you as the enemy. He grabbed opportunities given to him because to serve is a privilege. It's not a right. Nathi was privileged, like all of us who were privileged at some point to be appointed by ANC as ministers. Nathi was, and he served to the best of his ability. He was not infallible. He was not an individual without mistakes, both in politics and in general. But in our culture, we do not emphasize the mistakes. We talk about the legacy. So if you talk to somebody who is no more, who is unable to answer for themselves, you are just defined as nothing else but a coward. Because you are talking to somebody whose soul is no more, and as a result, talking about somebody who's not in a position to speak for themselves. We thank South Africans in their numbers and millions who have shown love to the family, who have shared their experiences wherever Nathi was and deployed by the ANC, but also in the trenches of the revolution. Nathi was not just a friend, he was a friend in the struggle. To some of us individually, we can talk about those personal experiences with him as we grew up. But the most important embodiment that brings us to this point today about Nathi is that he was a comrade to the end. Thank you very much.
Thank you. SG, the last round of questions, Newsroom Africa and the witness.
Last question. Go back.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. You're mentioning quite an important point where you go into how it's perhaps unfair to have allegations against someone that's no longer here to speak for themselves. You, SG, are still here. Allegations against you coming from Brown Mokotsi. You have now decided to take the legal route regarding those allegations.
I've answered that question. I can't answer it every time I am everywhere. Now you are changing me to become a Brown Mokgotsi. Even now my surname is going to become Brown Mokgotsi. I answered it in Johannesburg. Every time goku naxandi jike toilet Mbax. Brown Mokgotsi. Silapha sithetha ngonyembos. So I'm now answering to ndiphendulile on behalf of the ANC and everyone else. I can't repeat myself. It is done. Enkosi.
To close it off, SG, speak to us about the importance for today. Of course, we know that his body will be repatriated to South Africa. Quite important, not just for the family, but also for the ANC.
It is very important, and I think it's an important moment, and I think it will be embraced as such and be dealt with with that moment as such by the leadership here in the province to respect the family and Unyambos as he come home, Kwambonambi. So that will be a solemn moment that we will experience as the remains of Comrade Nathi arrive from France tomorrow. So the provincial leadership of the ANC in the province and the entire structures of the organization will lead from the front in terms of the reception of Comrade Nathi and the family as they arrive tomorrow.
One question, then we're done, colleagues.
Yes, you did mention that, like yourself and many other ANC members, and Nathi was with the ANC through the organization's difficulties as well as victories. One of the difficulties which the ANC faced was in last year's general elections when it lost its majority and was forced to enter into a coalition. But as we speak, there are some now in the province who view that it was a mistake to enter the coalition. And do you believe that Nathi would have approved the continued participation of the ANC in the province in the coalition? Thanks.
Participating in a coalition is not a choice. It is based on the circumstances you are facing, and you basically make up your mind in relation to participation based on the material conditions that you are faced with. And the material condition is that the ANC lost power in KwaZulu-Natal and then had to work with other political parties in KwaZulu-Natal in the government of provincial unity. So it's not a question of choice, it's a question of what do you do with what you have achieved. And the ANC is working very hard to get out of that government of national unity, going into the future based on the numbers we'll garner on the ground in terms of mobilization, but also the work that the ANC will do amongst our people to showcase its own strength in terms of service delivery to our people. Because among others, that is what will either sustain or cancel our participation in the government of provincial unity.